Thank you. I know it's beautiful. Play ball! Welcome to the Dark Show.
Welcome to the revolution.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, what's up? How's it going, Papo? How are we doing this lovely Monday? It's Monday. It's time to party. It's time to monkey. Monkey. Hey, it's monkey with Derek. I don't know how to end it with it's okay. Chords on Rumble, what's good? How's it going? God bless America. Yes, doing a great job. Kicked off. Just drop kicked 100th cabinet today. I have 5 more to win a prize. Good. More for the rest of us. More for the rest of us. Oh, you know, that anthem was so good, I almost want to play it again. You know what I mean? That's kind of how fired up I am about life right now. It's Monday. You come to this show because, well, this is hopefully in your eyes, the greatest live show that is, we go through some of the news, but it's not a kickback, sit back show. It's a interactive show. I can't think of any other show like it on the internet. I engage with you, you engage with me, we watch clips, we watch the news, and we try to figure out what's going on, and we try to figure out this whole thing we call life together. Most shows, A, have people writing scripts for them, and B, they don't interact the entire time. They wait till the end for sleeper chaps. Oh, wait, you need to listen to me right now, and then we'll get to Thaper Champs. This is America. Bobby, you're crazy. I hope you're doing well at the gun store. At the gun store. But I don't know if you guys saw this. This little doozy of news is bound to trigger everyone. Why? Because you're not allowed to say this out loud. Kanye West poses with Candace Owens. Candace Owens, for one, super triggered by that. Wears White Lives Matter t-shirt. Oh, I love it. The fact that this is controversial is the most ridiculous thing ever. I think it shows you the temperament and how insane in religious a lot of politics is. It's like you wear a shirt. You're not allowed in my neighborhood with that kind of shirt. You can't come into my business not supporting white. You're supporting white people. That's disgusting. Kanye West is now my hero. Good. Good. Kanye West wore a White Lives Matter shirt in a surprise fashion show. Surprise. It's a fashion show. Seen wearing the shirt alongside commentator Candace Owens, who wore a matching tee. I can't believe. What are they thinking? What are they thinking wearing this together? How dare they? Now, wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, great. But White Lives Matter? Oh my God, that becomes racist. Okay? It's ridiculous. Who's Kanye? How dare you? Get out of my stream. Kanye West shocks with White Lives Matter. I love that this is like, this story is everywhere. Like, it's a big deal. It's just like a Black Lives Matter shirt. If my neighbor wore a Black Lives Matter shirt, I could care less. I don't care. You can wear your Biden shirt. You can wear your Ruth Bader Ginsburg shirt. But if you wear a White Lives Matter shirt, you're basically a Nazi. And you need to be taken out immediately. Candace Owens, who recently called his ex, Kim Kardashian, a prostitute. I love that they add this in the article. Look, by the way, not only did Kanye and take a picture with Candace. He's hanging out with a girl that called his ex a prostitute. How dare she? I know she got famous by her sex tape, but she chose that. I mean, I know there's a lot of allegations right now that her mom kind of pushed it, whatever. I'm not saying that she did. It just seems kind of interesting. Kanye West wore the shirt White Lives Matter to a Yeezy fashion show. Thanks a lot for the invite. The ADL has called the hate slogan. I love that this is a hate slogan. So White Lives Matter is a hate slogan according to the ADL? Just wonderful. Papa says, I want to have a nice lunch with Candace Owens. She just seems like she had wonderful to have lunch with. Yes. Maybe a nice sandwich. Maybe a nice soup by the park. Well, to be fair, Kim Kardashian does dress like a prostitute. Well, there's that. She's a fashion icon. It's different. She can dress like that. How dare you? ADL calls it a hate slogan and noted that the KKK have used it. What KKK? The KKK of 2022? Because I think those people aren't really KKK-ish. The rapper also referred to the trauma of ex-girlfriend robbery in Paris. West previously shared conservative politics, blah, blah, blah. I just love that people are like triggered by this because it's just so silly. But that's what I look at. White Lives Matter. This is the kind of society we live in, you know? It's like you wear a White Lives Matter shirt and people lose their mind. If that doesn't show you how racist the left is, I don't know what will. Because again, you wear a BLM shirt around me, I don't care. But this is freaking people out. Cords on Rumble says, I think Kim just got busted for crypto fraud. She did. She is getting sued for a couple mil. No joke. Van Flan said, do white lives not matter? I love this. We don't need a reminder of the worth of white lives. We get reminded of that every single day because they're all over our airwaves. America is a shrine to the worth of white people. The message is reactionary to the message affirming of black lives, which have never been worth anything in America. In its intent, it's a white supremacist notion because it posits that we can't have a conversation about worth of black people without having a conversation of the worth of white people, which is effing insane. The notion that it's always because it's ridiculous. The fact that you're not allowed to say this part, but you're allowed to say that part is ridiculous. Only a logical thinking person would put those two together. The notion is always has about white people in America is incredibly frustrating, emotionally draining, and the whole problem. But here's Kanye apparently centering the notion. I like that they add these pictures in with this article as if this like, oh, white lives matter. That has to do with Trump. Okay, how? I don't know. He's a racist president, so therefore it is. Are you guys gonna buy a White Lives Matter shirt? Please get in the chat and tell me. I'm just mad he didn't invite me, you know. Oh, look at all these white hands. Ugh, fuck. Oh my gosh. It's just, we just live in such a weird reality of life. I just can't right now. What if you wear a Brown Lives Matter shirt? It has nothing to do with White Lives Matter, but then all of a sudden you can't wear that because you're a racist? It's so dumb. Whoa. If there was only a word for which you divide groups of people specifically by their race, yes, exactly. Kind of like segregating people based on their skin color. What would be a good word for that? Progress is probably the word you're looking for, Papa. Progressive. I love the fact that like he's with Candace Owens too. You know, nobody triggers people like Candace. It's like, how dare a black woman have any other opinion than Joy Reid? We just live in such a stupid. People are just so up in their arms. They can't even see their own logical ridiculousness. It's like, oh my god, this is sick. But, you know, Cords on Rumble said, who decides whose lives matter? Oh, our lords, the people, our government, because only they can decide what is more important for you to focus on in life than you. Because if you can't think, you're not allowed to think for yourself. You just have to fall in line, and that's more important than white lives. Because if white lives, it just, I don't know. Hey, don't feel bad, Derek. I got an invite, but the straight up refused letting me hang out with Kanye, so I didn't even bother going and set the kitchen fire. The World Economic Forum, the Colin Kaepernick decide which lives matter. Colin who? God, he's trash. I love that people like to pretend like it was like him kneeling that got him out of a job, not because he's trash. Anybody that watches football for real knows that he's not that great. All right, next story. But I just thought this was so silly. I mean, they know that they're triggering people, but the fact that it does is just so dumb. But again, white lives don't matter. Everyone else's does. Also, I saw this going down the pipe. Trump is suing CNN for defamation, seeking $475 million in damages. I'm not a really huge fan of this kind of stuff because I think it just sets precedent for a lot of things. Yes, they constantly lied to him, but then it just, so we're not going to have like opinionated shows anymore. We're just going to have like constant, you have to only say the facts. I mean, I know CNN likes to pretend like they are all fact-based, but I don't know. Especially because he's a political figure. He's in the spotlight. It's just like somebody talking about me. It's different if you were to talk about me on your YouTube page versus some random dude on the street. I think there's a difference because I'm putting myself out there. So I'm putting myself up to be, ridiculed and critiqued and stuff like that. And so if somebody like says something ridiculous or takes me out of context, I can understand that. And I think, but CNN is kind of reaping what they sow right now. I mean, I thought we were supposed to have this whole new CNN where after Brian Stelter left and all these people left that are not going to be liberal anymore, they're just going to go after real freaking news. But it doesn't seem that way. Papa says, how dare you speak ill of CNN? It's the world's most trusted news source, or else. Exactly. I miss the show Reliable Sources. The fact that he even's like the arrogance it takes to call a show Reliable Sources. It's like me calling myself the news network or like the most trusted source. Why would you do that to yourself? You're just asking people to make fun of you. Or like, it's like if somebody was to say, I am the smartest podcaster on the planet. It's just, people are just going to just take you over the coals for that one, It's like, I remember like growing up listening to Rush Limbaugh. It's like, he would say something like, something on loan from God. Like, I don't remember. I just remember it being so silly, and I would just laugh at the arrogance that it would take from this. But here's what Donald says. You gotta read it in his voice too. How much money does CNN have? There have already been 2 defamation lawsuits of CNN. Oh, so much money, man. But here's Donald Trump.
I have notified CNN of my intent to file a lawsuit over their repeated defamatory statements against me. I will always be commencing actions against other media outlets who have defamed me and defrauded the public regarding overwhelming evidence of blank.
YouTube's like,
oh, you say it. Just say it. We'll take you off. Say it. I dare you to say it. I will never stop fighting for the truth and for the future of our country.
I wonder who else he's going after. I mean, CNN is not as bad as MSNBC. They are just so unhinged with so many of their takes. It makes you wonder who is next. Who's next? All right. Next news as we get into the mix. But how's everyone doing today? How are you doing today? How's everyone doing? Please let me know. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you're watching this live. Oh, by the way, we have there are a ton of debates that are happening. I think there's a few this week, but we're just in election season, so I'm going to try to broadcast. John Scott, what's up, man? I'm going to try my best to broadcast as many debates as possible. So, and we'll try to laugh our way through it. Blue, yellow. Is that any indication of a country? Tiger, what's up? How's it going? John Scott. Hey, I like your emoji. It's a cat though, so gross. Biden right now, this is breaking as we speak. Unfair, unconstitutional, and unwise. 2 more lawsuits hit Biden over the student loan cancellation. People are suing the crap out of him. 2 more legal challenges emerged over the last week that Biden administration for its policy canceling up to $10,000 student debt. The student loan cancellation, which applies to blah, 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 blah. But they are being hit by different lawsuits as we speak because forcing other people like you and me to pay for other people is just ridiculous. And then how many times is that? It just sets precedent forever. Yes, my G from UK. Oh, what's good? Oh, sorry. What's up, bruv? I think that's the UK talk. Sup, bruv? I don't know. Tudor Dixon versus what? Oh, yes. When is that? Papa, when is that one? I will seriously... I will live stream the Whitmer one for sure. I mean, that one's way too fiery not to. Also, I think Warnock and Herschel Walker, I think will be interesting. I don't really have a lot of faith in Herschel Walker. He seems like a nice dude, but not necessarily the most eloquent speaker out there. But neither is John Fetterman, so watch that. Okay, John Scott. Okay. Sup, bruv? That's my British accent. That's all I have. Sup, bruv? Seriously, we need front seats to that bloodbath. I would love it. You know Whitner's going to be completely unhinged, right? I mean, anybody that makes a whole plot about her being kidnapped, a lie, basically, essentially, just so people pay attention to her, she's going to be crazy. I thought you said governor. Oh, governor. October 13th, it looks like. Okay, cool. Well, I will, you hold me accountable, Papa, for that debate, because I think that's going to be way too awesome. Also, breaking news, since, this is what we're talking about now. Majority Taylor Greene's former tantric sex guru lover touts sex retreats and aesthetic cuddling classes at his Washington state commune as Congresswoman husband files for divorce for 10 years after affair. What is going on? It's like when it rains, you can tell it's election season, right? That we're talking about Majority Taylor Greene's tantric sex guru. I mean, why am I supposed to care? Do you care about Majority Taylor Greene's sex life? Why do we have to talk about this? She's going to play the kidnapping card. Of course she is. Just like Beto was playing what do you support? Murdering children. It's just any kind of emotional play they can play as politics, they will play. Because if you're not that great of if you're not a master debater, then you probably don't have a lot of good things to say out of your mind. You're just going to play off the emotional card. You know what I'm saying? Craig Ivey, 44, has been advertising his tantric sex workshops at his Washington state commune via his Facebook page. I'm sorry I'm reading this. All right. But you need to know what people are talking about. The tantric sex gurus has 1 or 2 men Majority Taylor Greene enjoyed. Okay. Is she hot? John asks, is she hot? I'm not sure who she is, honestly. I mean, is he hot? Is this a sex guru? Majority Taylor Greene's former lover, Craig Ivey, was snapped. Stop. That is not. No way. No way. Okay, that's John Scott. If you don't know who Majority Taylor Greene is, that's her. You're supposed to hate her if you don't know who she is. You're not allowed to have an opinion. If you're not a masturbator, you're probably just going to be incredibly. Oh my God. I almost regret saying that. Ivy's retreats hosted at $955,000 dome home. What? He shares with domestic partner Katie Kovachach.
She sounds Russian.
2 other women and a male friend in Seattle. I don't even know if this is true. Upcoming events include ecstatic dance and cuddles. What the frick? Muscle-bound Ivy was also on the property to run his X-rated OnlyFans page. Okay, you know what? Something tells me. Yeah, I don't regret it, Papa. But something tells me this is a lie. You know, this is too on the nose and too insane for me not to call this like a lie. You are delivering the cutting edge news. Thanks, Cords. I appreciate it. One of the Majority Taylor Greene's former lovers offering tantric sex and cuddle classes. This is just too weird. Craig Ivy 44 was dubbed the polyamorous tantric sex guide. Oh my gosh, my mic was off. I apologize. I find it incredibly weird that the media is trying to get me to invest in the sex life of Majority Taylor Greene. Exactly. But of course, anything to defame politicians. We're in the season now where if there's any way to defame a politician, they're going to do it. Even if it's a white lie, even if it's hearsay, even if it's like 2% truth, they are going to make a whole story about this. And not only this, they will talk about this everywhere. I guarantee you will find this on like MSNBC and stuff. It's just so silly. Why do
Awakening Love, a luminous experience, September 22nd to 25th, invites participants to embody bliss, sensuality, and open hearts through a series of practices integrating classical tantra, neo-tantra, and sacred sexuality and spirituality. This unique container is designed to progressively deepen intimacy and conscious connection with ourselves and others in ways that enliven our hearts and transform our lives. We've invited you to lean into the gifts and edges. This is the longest sentence. As you continue to discover your authentic you and bring more synergy to your whole soul, mind, heart, and body.
This sounds incredible. I will be hitting this up. Oh. What is this picture? Come on. Come on. No.
Welcome to my sex experience, where only politicians come for a good time.
Oh, come on. This is so insane. No.
Look, they're pictured together.
What does this have to do with MTG's views on second? Nothing. Be right back. All right, see you, man. This is just, come on. But this is what MSNBC is going to talk about for like 3 or 4 weeks from now on. I guarantee it. This is just, okay. I can't do this. God. Next story. I think this is like that whole Matt Gaetz thing. I mean, were you guys ever following the whole Matt Gaetz sexual allegations for a while of like having with underage kids or something? And then all of a sudden it just kind of, a court dismissed it. And now no one's talking about it anymore. When the left gets accused or accuses the right of something, that is just like insane like that, it slowly dwindles and makes you wonder. But when the right accuses the left, it never seems to go away. Epstein, Hunter Biden's laptop, these stories seem to stick around because they seem, I don't know, true. I don't know. Hey, Brendan, what up? Hey, yo, you just missed an entire segment on Majority Taylor Greene's sex life, so I apologize if that's not something up your alley, but you just missed it. But speaking of crazy as well, Elon Musk posted a few tweets today that just let off everyone. Because you can only have one opinion when it comes to the Ukraine war. You can't like have any opinion. You can't think through these things. You can't say that maybe both sides are bad. It's only good versus evil. You just have to be for one thing or the other. And if you critique it or you ask any questions about the war, or you have any negative feedback or critiques for Zelensky and things that he's done, or the way Ukraine government has handled things, or the same with Russia, all of a sudden you're pro Putin. That's the kind of world we live in. You can't have nuanced conversation about anything in today's culture. You just have to agree and just believe whatever is being told. See, John Scott, victory. That is like it. You're only allowed to have one opinion when it comes to this. And Elon put this out, Ukraine-Russia peace. And people on the left do not want that. It's Ukraine winning, and it's not like, okay, we'll give up these regions. But I am in the point, 2024, Trump 2024. Oh, wow. From UK, you want Trump? Okay. You don't hear that every day. Not a lot. I thought you guys don't like Trump. Brendan says, no, I missed it. Bummer. Chords on Rumble says, no, just wrong. I know. But here is what is called the Hilligan dialect. Oh, yes. We should go into that. But here is Ukraine-Russia peace. So Elon puts this. Queen Burr, what's up? I'm driving, listening. Thanks for tuning in, Queen. I appreciate you. Queen, the Hangla dialect. I don't know how to spell it. No one does. But Elon puts this out. Ukraine-Russia peace. Redo the election of annexed regions under the UN supervision. Russia leaves that if it's the will of the people. Crimea, formerly a part of Russia, has been since 1783. Water supply to Crimea assured. Ukraine remains neutral. Yes or no? And people just started losing their minds. Ukraine-Russia peace. Ukraine liberates all sovereignty territory. And then a diplomat from Ukraine tells Elon to F off. Shut up. You're not allowed to have an opinion, even though, America and places like Britain are funding this war in its totality. Trump will do trade deal, UK help. Yep. Yeah, that's 100% true. John Scott, Helligan dialect, that presents you with the topic when you can, where you can only be for it or against it. Thank you, Brendan. I love that. It seems like that's like everything that has to do with politics in today's culture. You're not allowed to think through issues anymore. You're not allowed to ask why. You're not allowed to maybe just be against both. Because I don't want a nuclear war. I don't. And it seems like all parties involved are marching our way towards it. And it seems like everyone is just like, you know what? This is just what we're doing. You're either for us or against us. If you don't want nuclear war, then you're pro Putin. It seems like that's the rhetoric I'm getting from a lot of sides right now, which is just insane. But it has to do with almost every topic in the political sphere. It's like if you have any ideas where taking kids to drag shows, if you have it's like all of a sudden you hate these people. You're like, no, I just don't think you should do this. You're like, okay, well, you can't have that opinion. You have to either be entirely for me or just completely against me. Just oh, okay. But Elon puts that out, and then we have that. I just think it's insane. I hope he turns off your. Okay. But Elon's trying to bring peace. He sticks his neck out, and now people are mad about it. And you're not allowed to have peace. It's all about victory. But You can't have any sort of opinion. Elon, you've done so much good for Ukraine by enabling Starlink and providing thousands of terminals. As a fellow athletes, I get that you're hyper-focused on this topic now, but these polls and tweets about bot attacks aren't helping. And there's a ton of bots on Twitter regardless. In fact, they enrage many Ukrainians. You are assuming that I wish to be popular. I don't care, which I love that kind of mentality. Anybody with that kind of mentality who's a leader, that's what you're supposed to be. If you just do things what you believe. It's not about like making sure all the masses love and adore you. It's not going to happen. It's just not the reality. Just like with my podcast, there's going to be things in my show that you totally disagree with me on. And that's okay. You can still watch me. You can still hang out. You can challenge me. You can say, Derek, I disagree with you on this issue. And I will be like, okay, cool. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to stop talking to you. I might say, you know what? Maybe you can teach me something and we can learn together. Because that's what we're supposed to be as a society. It's supposed to be even kill. But no, and everything's so emotional now. It's like you say something like, I wish Ukraine and Russia would reach a peace deal. And it's like, you can't say that. That means you're pro Putin. It has to be Ukraine victory, and that's the only way possible. This is where we're at, though. And it gets so exhausting. That's why there's like people like you and me who see through the lines of life, see through the gray areas. And we're just like, okay, what about this? And they're like, hey, you can't have that kind of mentality. Mob mentality or whatever you want to call it. Exactly. Follow the masses. Do not speak up for yourself. Do not ask questions, because if you do that, you're a conspiracy theorist all of a sudden. It's like, really? I thought this is how, this is what makes some societies greater than others, because they allow freedom of speech. They allow people to challenge each other's ideas and things that we believe to the end. That's free speech. That is free speech till the end. Yes, John Scott, preach, brother. Exactly. You can disagree with me, and I'm happy. I love it. You can just say I'm an idiot. I don't care. But if you want to like spew like hate and rhetoric in my stream, I'm going to get bored of it. But that's it. Like, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to have a different opinion of me. You're welcome to be a far leftist. You're welcome to be like someone on the far right. I don't care. Putin's running the Build Back Better thing. Yeah, it seems to be. But their economy is going to completely crash with what happened to their gas line and stuff like that. That's their main export is oil, and they'll eventually dry up. And that's why this is like this pipeline that blew up is such a big deal. And it's so weird how we're looking into it. Like, we don't know who did it. It's gotta be, it's gotta be one of them, and they know who did it, but they're afraid to admit it, because I feel like the minute they admit it, then that means we're going to war or something insane like that. Cognitive dissonance. Exactly. Choosing to not believe something is truth, even if it's slapping you in the freaking face. We saw that all the time with COVID, and now we're seeing it with like this war. It's like, if you don't think it's good versus evil, then all of a sudden you're pro Putin. You're like, how about it's just like both sides kind of suck, but the people that are losing out in the end is the Ukrainian people, and my heart goes out to them. It's always the governments that make life worse for the individual, which is crazy why so many people will put their hope in everything into a government to solve their problems. They make your life worse. It was me. Hey, that's okay, man. That's okay. Hey, this is a safe space. At the top level, this is a top level stream right now. Great job. Very interesting. Hey, Brendan, I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me. But this is why this is why I go live. This is why I don't like want the stream to be about you listening to me or something like that. There are too many streams like that. I do the stream because I don't want to feel alone. And I don't want you to feel alone in what you think and what you believe, because there's too many crazy podcasts out there who are they're just using your emotions to tie you in, to want you to listen to them, because they think what they have is cutting edge, and all they're doing is manipulating you and playing with your emotions. And I get tired of it. I'm just like, people will constantly say I have that, like this scoop, or like I broke this story, or like I have this information that I'm gonna slowly let out, and you're just like, okay, let it out, and they're like, we'll wait till the end of the show, and you're just like, wait, so I have to watch your show for an hour to get this one piece of information? Like, yeah, this is how we work. This is how I make money, and I just it gets boring. So let's not be that. I don't want to be that. I guess because I'll get bored. I can't fake it. I'm not a fake person. I can't play the game of politics. That's why I would make the worst political politician, because I will just tell you the truth. And like, that's not what they do. I would get in so much trouble. The media would hate me so much because I would just say what's on my mind, or I would tell you what's going on for real. Or if I was wrong, I would say, you know what, I was wrong. And they'd be like, oh my God, he said I was wrong. I'm like, yeah, because I'm a freaking human and I get things wrong sometimes. How about that? How about that? Imagine thinking you know everything, and that if people don't agree with you, it's because they're just wrong. No. Maybe they have a different point of view or different ideas. And majority of those people are wrong, though. Anyways, what was I freaking talking about? As I got on a tangent about freaking Elon Musk. Elon then goes on to say, Russia is doing partial mobilization. They will go full war. Mobilization of Crimea is at risk. Death on both sides will be devastating. Of course it will be, because Russia is still flirting with nuclear arms. And people are just like, yeah, what? So what? Double down. Go harder. Give them more money. Send more rockets. Send people over. I don't care. You're just like, this could be a global catastrophe for every single person. Are you willing to do that? You're like, well, now that you say it like that, I don't know. This is what we have to consider. Why? And again, it's always like we're focusing on this war, but there are things going on in Africa. There are things going on in the Middle East. But everyone says, don't worry about those. That's different. This is more serious. Like, okay. So victory in Ukraine is unlikely for total war. If you care about people of Ukraine, seek peace. And this is like, it's amazing that he said, if you care about the people of Ukraine, seek peace. And this is what makes people angry. Hey, no, absolutely not. We have got to stop being such a war-hungry country. It is bankrupting us, and it just makes us insane. We got to stop. It's just like we're out of Afghanistan. So what's the next thing? So what's the next thing? And then the next thing, and then the next thing. We got to stop putting our fingers in everything. Evil prevail when good men do nothing. Exactly, John. John, I'm so glad you're a part of the stream, man. Yes. Yes. Evil will prevail when good men do nothing. Very true. And also, we have to, know when is your place in life sometimes. Sometimes you need to know when to ramp things up or slow down. But we are in a culture right now, we're in a society right now where it's like, no, it's just constant ramping up. And so, I fear for the day that, that saying, F around and find out. I don't want to find out. And I don't think you do, and I know I don't, of we've been playing, my camera's all whack. We've been playing this game with people, and majority of the people we're playing with don't have nuclear arms. But now that Putin does, we need to, it's a different game. But anyways, I digress from, the insanity of this whole thing with Elon. But that's all I gotta say about that. Any other thoughts? What are you guys thinking about? What's your thoughts on Ukraine and Russia? I'm curious. Get in the chat. Please tell me what. Cool. I disagree over Ukraine war, but that's cool. UK not scared. Hey, awesome. That's totally fine, man. I'm happy that you disagree and you stuck around. No wrong with that. I mean, I'm for the Ukrainian people in the end. I think the whole war is insane. I think Zelensky gets way too much positive news for some of his own actions. I mean, it's just it's one of those things. If you're not allowed to criticize someone and their actions, it's a pillar. You know, it's based on faith. It's not actual like information and stuff like that. But please tell me, what do you guys think is the answer? Are you for Ukraine going all in and us just continue to fund this whole thing because you think that places like Crimea need to never be under Russian rule? Like, what is your thoughts on this? Please get in the chat. Let me know. As I drink some of the finest water known to man, water. And please feel free to drop a like on the stream as we got some more clips to fire up. Poker face. I know it takes a minute. They need peace. They do. They do need peace. Because I just feel like politicians that have nothing to do with like the people in those areas are willing to engage in nuclear arms, but then the people will lose out in the end because Russia will use it and then kill a bunch of people, and then we end up like going to war, and then it just becomes like World War III, and then you'll have Russia, China, India, Iran. You'll have like that alliance versus like NATO, and I don't know who has the appetite for that. I don't get excited about putting my neck out for this. Why? But that makes me insane. All right. I can completely understand like thinking through some of these things. But here is, as you guys type and all that stuff. I never know, because I know the stream is... By the way, I am live currently on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, Facebook. And so if I've ever answering questions that you don't see, it's not that I'm talking to myself. I do see what I'm saying. Okay, but here's Peter Ducey giving an update about what's going on in Puerto Rico and Florida and DeSantis and all that stuff. Go, Peter, go.
He is not using the federal storm response to do favors for friends.
At times like these, our nation comes together, put aside our political differences, and get to work. We show up.
Officials still are not committing to a meeting with Ron DeSantis Wednesday when he goes to Florida, but officials are cleaning up a comment from the vice president where she seems to suggest that race could impact federal relief.
Lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions. And so we have to address this.
All right, cool. The Chords on Rumble says no one will win. If that's true, I completely agree. It's just like so much of the war is like people lose out in the end. It's the governments that win. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that Zelensky's parents just bought a multi-million-dollar, condo in Jerusalem. No big deal there. There are no winners and no one wants peace. Yeah, no winners. The WEF wants depopulation. The Great Reset. The best way to make it is make that mic. The whole depopulation thing is real. I mean, I remember growing up in the 90s, people talking about that all the time, about depopulation and like how the world is overpopulated when if you actually look at the science of it, it's not. But I actually started to believe that because I was like, yeah, you're right. There's so many people around here. It's just we're just an easily manipulated, and we believe stuff too easily sometimes, especially if it fits our own biases and our own narrative in our head. But F everyone else. We got our own problems here in the U.S. Oh my God, we have so many problems in the United States that like no one wants to address. That are just our drug epidemic here in the United States is worse as far as deaths counts go. Is worse than Ukraine, and no one wants to talk about it, and no one wants to address it. And if you do address it, that makes you a racist. That's how insane we are. People are dying on the streets every single day in America due to fentanyl overdoses and drugs that are being shipped over by cartels. And people are just like, I don't care. Don't worry about it. Let them do it on the street. Let them live on the street. I don't care if you feel fear for your life or whatever. I don't care if your children are walking to school. Let them walk to school over the needles. Praise God for that, dude. And you're just like, what are you talking about? What is going on? And then people are just like, yeah, but folks on Ukraine, don't look at what's going on in our own cities. Please, God, do not do that. Do not hold us responsible for actually fixing problems in your own neck of the woods, because then we have to, I don't know, do something about it. Anyway, anyone want to invade us? Bring it. We'll dig and fight. Yes, because we have guns. Even though the far leftists want to get rid of all our guns. Nothing says like prepare for war and potential for World War III. Like then, hey, I want to take away everyone's quote unquote assault weapons, whatever that word is, as if a weapon isn't meant for assault. Okay. Treat everyone the same. Always race with Dems crazy. John Scott, yes. They rely on racism because it's emotionally based, and they don't have to actually run on things they believe. That's why I would say the entire Democratic platform right now for this election cycle is they are making abortion be the only issue because they feel like that's the only thing they can run on. Because if they actually ran on their track record or things that they're quote unquote accomplishing, it would make them look like crap. It's called Agenda 21 and Agenda. Well, there you go. Exactly. Oh, man. Sorry. But speaking of race, here's Kamala Harris talking about giving out, equities to people of, keeping it equitable, not just whoever needs it the most.
That race could impact federal relief.
Lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions. And so we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding.
That's such like an insane statement. We fight for equality, but actually we fight for equity. You're like, how about we just fight for equality? How about we just treat everyone equally? Hey, don't do that. That's racist. What? Shut up. Don't ask questions. Just believe it. This isn't a religion. This is the truth.
Aboard Air Force One on the way down to Puerto Rico, the press secretary clarified.
We are committed to quickly getting resources to all communities impacted, period, full stop. But we also know that some people, particularly in lower income communities, have a hard time accessing that help.
And that is more.
Lower income communities have a hard time accessing that help. Are you saying that low income communities don't have computers? That's essentially what they're saying. I mean, remember when the Democrats would talk about having like people registering to vote or, going to the DMV and stuff, and they were talking about how black people don't know how to use computers essentially, or they don't know how to use the internet, and it was like the most racist thing ever, but then they were allowed to say it because they're Democrats, and Democrats can say whatever they want and be as racist as they want, and it's totally fine because it's different. It's different when they do it, but when I do it, it's like super, like if I were to say like treat everyone equally, they're like, oh my God, or like everyone has access to the internet, and if you don't, you just go to the library. Anyways.
In line with what we've been seeing and hearing from FEMA officials talking about their responses in the U.S. mainland and also down in Puerto Rico. Charles.
Quick coffee run? Hey, cheers. Love coffee.
Peter, thank you very much.
All right, next one. It's not okay to be equitable, equal in handing out foreign, federal aid, even though, everyone pays. Well, essentially those that make a lot of money pay, and those that don't make a lot of money get a nice refund. But, we'll take your money equally, but also we're not going to hand it out equally. And here's Biden talking about giving foreign aid to Puerto Rico right now.
We have to do more. We have to ensure that when the next hurricane strikes, Puerto Rico is ready Today, I'm announcing more than $60 million in funding to help coastal areas in Puerto Rico become better prepared for the storm. For example, we can create a flood warning system to help shore up levees and flood walls. In addition, there's nearly $700 million in infrastructure investments in Puerto Rico that have already been announced since I signed the bipartisan infrastructure law last November. For example, we've awarded $90 million to upgrade PR2 highway, and we've announced $163 million to begin construction on a canal to restore help me with the pronunciation.
Puerto Rico, that's refreshing. I thought he was going to mention billions more to Ukraine. How dare you talk? How dare you say that, Papa? I'm putting you in timeout. Only money can go to education and Ukraine.
Martin Pena. That entire ecosystem. And we're going to clean up polluted waters and restore mitigation habits.
You know what's so funny of him not being able to say things with a Spanish accent and stuff? If Trump did that, they would be losing their minds. They're just like, oh my God, he doesn't even know how to say this word. But because it's Biden, they're like, whatever. Biden's squinting in sheer proof that he can't concentrate. He has to concentrate extremely hard. Yeah, well, he's trying to read his teleprompter right now, and I'm sure it's difficult because, when you're off the teleprompter, you might say something silly. He's not using his microphones in his hand right now. Derek, everybody puts me in timeout. What makes you so special? That's because you're a ginger hater. Cords says, great. The United States government is there to help again. Yes, always. Does Puerto Rico pay taxes? I can't remember. I don't think so. But help me understand that. I don't think they do. Only groomers support you. I think now that is a perfect troll tweet that'll trigger so many people. Please put that on Twitter. Kaylon is here. Now it's a party. Oh, hey, what up, Kaylon James? What's up, man? It's a cultural appropriation. Who is an orange man bad? Does it? Yes. Yeah. Him asking how to pronounce the Spanish word. It's cultural.
The entire ecosystem, and we're going to clean up pollution.
Somebody help me confirm that. Does Puerto Rico pay taxes? I'm not totally sure. I don't think so, but somebody help me.
The waters and restore mitigation habits, mangrove habitats.
Mango. That's not fair. I don't hate gingers. I have it on good authority that gingers are subhuman to regular people. It's the science. You know what? How dare you? We are subhuman. That's what makes us better. We're more humble than you. We can see things better. No, they don't pay tax. Okay, thank you. Okay, but we're giving them $60 million because we sort of own it. I just don't like it. God.
And bring back marine life. And you're going to see investments like these.
They pay no federal taxes, but get her. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't, sometimes when I do these streams, I don't want to just say things without. I thought so, but I'm like, is that true? Because I know they want to make it another state. I know the Democrats are obsessed with making Puerto Rico another state for us, which I wonder how that's going to go besides being just a constant money pit. Pop, how are you doing, sir? Oh, you're not talking to me. Biden, what's up? Biden throw. Yes, exactly. But this just a perfect example again of our government being obsessed with helping every single person out except for their average U.S. citizen. Imagine if we had a government that focused on making your life better and not just making everyone else's life better or winking a nod to other governments around the United States. Imagine a government that focused on you, that actually cared about things like, minimum wage or if that's supposed to affect you in any kind of way and doesn't affect, high school students. Imagine if what they cared about could make a difference in your life. Those are the people that the media hates. I constantly say this. It's like, if the media is obsessed and hates a politician, I want to know why, because I bet it's because they care about me more than anything else. They don't care about the narrative. They don't care about seeming perfect. They're not going to be on Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel the next day. They're going to speak for me and be a normal human being. They're not going to be a celebrity. Like, only celebrity politicians get welcomed in with open arms. Oh, if you can go on Jimmy Fallon, then that means you will speak for the people. Like, no, that's not true. I'm wondering how much money we're going to send to Ukraine next week. Dude, Biden said it's unlimited paycheck. I think you and I are in this until World War III. I do. I don't see anyone doing anything different. Russia is not going to allow Ukraine to win. People need to like people that are like for Ukraine. I totally get that, but Russia is not going to just go, you know what? Sorry. They are going to double down. It's like you either allow them to have these regions of where they had elections, whether it was fair or not. I don't want to get into it. Who knows? I don't trust any information coming from either source, Ukraine or Russia, about this war. I don't, because I think you'd be insane to do so. Because why not? Of course, there's wartime propaganda. It's like the ghost of Kiev. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is so sick. It's not real. Oh, shoot. But like, we're in this World War III. I truly believe it. Like, do you see any side finally submitting? Is this going to go away? I mean, you have people like Lindsey Graham asking for the head of Putin, basically. Yeah, you see more and more people saying, you know what, we're in this until Putin is no longer president. And so that just tells me we're in this till it escalates to a war for everyone. As if we're not already involved. It's like we're sending all this money and sending all this equipment, and we're like, we're not involved in the war. Like, if you're Russia, you look at United States as your enemy. You don't look at it as somebody just like hanging out on the sidelines. It's so stupid. $60 million to Puerto Rico. That's nearly double the amount spent on Operation Fly Formula back. Of course it is. They don't care. The liberals do not care about babies. In fact, they want you to get rid of your babies. I'm sorry, not babies. They're not babies. They're fetuses. It's just another way of them using a different word for you to like diminish the power of the name of the word baby, because that brings more weight. I have dumps funnier than Jimmy Fallon. Dude, Jimmy Fallon, he's got to go. There was like a chance for him to be funny, and then he just started doing the same thing they all do. Did anyone watch SNL? I watched SNL with hopes that it would be different because of the whole new cast, and everyone's talking about how they're potentially going under completely because no one is watching SNL anymore because it's just so stupidly political on one side and that no one is watching it. So I gave it a shot, and of course, right out of the gate, they talked about Trump. It's like, Trump is not the fucking president. Stop talking about Trump. It is so boring. There are other things in the world. You can talk about other politicians, but there's so much material with Biden. Just use it. Stop pretending like Biden is completely there. He's not. That's why it's easy to make fun of him. Just do it. Your job is to be funny. Your job is to bring us together, yet you want to separate us. As well as Trevor Noah has retired, you can take over for him and call it the Derek Show versus the Forces of Evil. Dude, I would love that. Trevor Noah, I don't even like Trevor Noah's stand-up. I thought, you know what, let's see why people are choosing him. I know that people in South Africa love him, but that doesn't translate to America. It doesn't make us like the same comedy. His like African accents and understanding African culture, that doesn't connect with me. I don't know what that is, and so I can't laugh with you. But they were like, okay, we'll just bring this guy in. There are way better, funnier black dudes that will do this job. If your whole thing is finding a black dude to do it, there are way funnier ones. Just in America. America and UK have the best comedians. Period. Just find one. Any money we send to is a payoff somewhere. Oh, Chords, of course, man. Good shout out. Yeah. Any money we send anywhere is definitely a payoff. Definitely, like, it's the same thing what China is doing. China is giving money to all these foreign countries with hopes that, wink and a nod, that they'll come back around, you know? And that's why they're doing infrastructure deals or building for people and all kinds of stuff in different areas, especially in South America where no one's paying attention to, and Africa and stuff like that. China will come soon and say, hey, now we need this from you, and you're going to do it. So Papa says, I'm for the Ukrainian civilians who suffered a decade-long genocide. Yes. Pickle says, who needs roads and schools? We can send it all to exactly. Brendan says, then go to Ukraine and fight if you care so much. Dude, that'll never happen. Putin is immortal. No more human can kill him. It certainly seems that way. I thought he had cancer and he's dying. He looks fine. Brendan says, peace and love to all. Dude, peace and love, man. John Scott says, Russia can't afford this much longer. They are fronting hope. West will go soft. If we stay strong, Ukraine wins easy. No nukes will be used, in my opinion. John, I disagree, man. I don't think Russia is going to walk away. I just don't. But maybe they will. I mean, I hope one side bows down and submits to the other, because if one side doesn't bow down and submit to the other, or just like say, okay, you can have this or you can have that, then we will have World War III, period. It's going to take someone to give up something, and you have to decide which side is most likely willing to do it or which side should do it. It's just the reality of it. It doesn't make it fair. It doesn't make what's happening going to make everyone happy. That's the reality of this situation. That's the reality of war. No one is going to be happy in the end. And you just have to decide which is the lesser of two evils. There's not a good versus it's not a good and a bad. It has to be like both all sucks. Caitlin said SNL ratings are low. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with y'all's comments. That's why I like this show. SNL ratings are low. So I'm not allowed to have empathy for innocent civilians who are getting slaughtered by their own government? No, Papa. No, you're not. The left ruined even TV and comedy. They're trying to. They are certainly trying to. Trump is way better than Biden, 100%. Anybody says anything different, I worry about them mentally. Kaylon, Trevor Noah has a bright future in the I don't know what that is. Cultural industry where he goes to school and applies himself. I don't know what that word is. Papa Trevor Noah can. Okay. USA first. Yes, USA first. Any USA first candidate, though, will be seen as racist or white supremacist, which is so dumb. Like, how about the United States isn't just white? Why would you assume that? That's true. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. It wouldn't make sense for Putin. Papa says it wouldn't make sense for Putin to nuke Ukraine. He just annexed a chunk of the country to protect the ethnic Russians who legally voted. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think it would make sense for them. They constantly talk about not wanting to nuke. But I don't see Ukraine winning without something like that happening. I don't know. If he nukes Ukraine, he will be dooming his own citizens 100%. They have tactical nukes. They're much smaller. Yes. Trump. Woo. The smallest tactical nuke is significantly more powerful than the ones used in Hiroshima. I know. That's what like scares me the most. But it just seems like the whole world has an appetite for a new World War III. I mean, everyone's economy is crashing. You know, the pound is going down, the dollar is, and people are just like, well, let's go to war because it's better that way. I'm trying to fix my autofocus. It keeps like autofocus. Okay. Just want to make sure like it doesn't look like crap. Yeah, it does. Okay. This is what. Oops. What did I just do? Okay. Okay, I see what I did. Sorry, hold on. Man, you know, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do your show yourself. It's just stupid stuff like this happens constantly. All right. I don't care. Whatever. I'll just have autofocus on. It's so annoying. All right. Yeah. The smallest. Okay. My plug asked me if I want to get wheat brownies and cookies. Should I get some? That's up to you, man. Do you, dude? I'm not a hater. Do whatever you got to do. But you can't say that I told you to do so. Depends. Do you have work in the morning? It just depends how much you do. I would if I totally didn't force myself into 6 months of sobriety. Hey, man, congrats. Sobriety is very tough, but it shows a lot of strength and power within you. Did the USA talk about nukes when they lost Afghanistan? No. Russia, sore loser, take the L like a man. How dare you say that we lost to Afghanistan, though it's so true. We didn't lose. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next. Oh, this next. Sobriety sucks. Well, if it sucks, don't do it then. I mean, it sucks. It probably sucks, but it's good for you in the end, right? Chords on Rumble says, if NATO had to quit, they both would have ran out of ammo. Oh, dude, 100%. I feel like we ourselves are depleting our own what's going on right now. I would just buy a needle apiece. Yeah. Just be safe, Make sure you know what you're doing. It's just the same thing. It's like some people just do too much. It's like opening up a liquor bottle and chugging it. Like, don't do that. It's the same thing with edibles and that kind of stuff. Just know what you're doing. And don't make it your whole personality. That's right. Take that. Whatever you think is a reasonable piece, cut that in half. You can always do more. Yeah, that's true. Find it, fix it. What's up? All right. It's funny. Some people might get triggered by that, but my position on drugs is that you're an adult, and to think that if we just make it illegal, it's going to make it go away. Obviously, what we're doing isn't working. So don't. And you tell people what to do, they'll do the opposite. If you find a liquor bottle and chug it, be prepared to fight a referee. Thanks, Pablo. Definitely did. Okay. Okay. Tell me if you listen to freaking Biden right now.
Minnesota, Texas, to help however they can. And New York sent not only a congresswoman, the most congresswoman in the Congress, but the state troopers and emergency responders.
I think he's on an edible. It's like the most congresswoman in the Congress, dude.
Minnesota, Texas, to help however they can. And New York sent not only a congresswoman, the most congresswoman in the Congress, but the state troopers and emergency responders.
Dude, what is a congresswoman? The most congresswoman in the Congress. Praise God for that, dude. Praise God for that, dude. She is probably the most congresswoman in the Congress. No to Congress. If I've ever seen a congresswoman, what is a woman? A woman is a congresswoman. Everyone knows that. What are her pronouns? I'm not sure. Jill rocking that cheap old lady dress like a boss. Jill is rocking the I just went to Goodwill vibe. He's on 50 Cent X bars, probably, dude. The most congresswoman Congress. You know what this is? You know what this is, right? Though this is clearly Biden trying to keep up with his own side and their rhetoric of pronouns. What is a woman? Making sure you don't offend anyone, and so he's fumbling in his mind about how to equitably wokedly say this in the correct way without offending everyone. This is what's going on. You're watching an old man lose his mind to his own side. He's just the most congresswoman. Congresswomen are the most important congresswomen for Congress because our democracy and racism is bad. Dude, so true. This should be the title of this show. The most congresswoman Congress. Okay. Okay. Kaylin says, well, I can tell you that Russia has allies in the Caribbean, so it won't be difficult for the United States to roam the Caribbean. Yeah, Cuba. Cuba's huge. I mean, Everyone thinks that, like, in media and stuff that Russia is alone. They're not alone. Russia has allies. And then Russia has allies that are like winking and nodding of like, yeah, if things go down, we like your odds more. We don't want our woke army going against you. I agree. We need to appropriately gender people. That's why I have identified as in international waters. Genius. Look up Cynthia McKinney. Okay. I feel like, what am I looking up? Let's see. Look up Cynthia McKinney. Cynthia McKinney. Congresswoman says, oh. Okay. Cynthia McKinney, a politician, academic and a conspiracy theorist. As a member of the Democratic Party, she served 6 terms in the United States. So she's the conspiracy theorist? Why? 'Cause she says things that go against the narrative. How dare she? All right. I will look her up and do more research on her. I think that's hilarious. Russia has allied itself with some of the most powerful economic countries on the planet. South Africa, India, China, among others. Exactly. You watch Salty Cracker? No. There's too many people to watch. I've seen some of his clips, though. Some people compare me to him, but I feel like I'm him without the curse words. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he'll have me on his show. No, I don't care much for saltines. Dude, how dare you? Saltines are amazing. Any poor person grew up with eating saltines all the time. I used to have so many I used to eat like sleeves. Maybe I have an eating problem. Ukraine has some of the lowest IQs in Europe, and it show. Oh my God. Yeah, he's great. All right. My plug just reached with my stuff is going to cut up. Awesome. All right, here we go. Here is another clip from Biden. Okay. People constantly tell me that Biden has never lied. He's a perfect person. I know in the past he's done things like make up an entire narrative about himself to get elected or make up these little stories here and there. But tell me this is true. Biden is saying in this statement, and I quote, "I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically." What the frick is going on? Cord says Rumble is crashing, going over to YouTube. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Okay. Tell me this isn't the most insane statement. What does this even mean? Please get in the chat. Tell me what this freaking statement means.
And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time, both for business and pleasure, since you're part of the Third Circuit Court. And so
What?
I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time.
Okay, look at Jill Biden's face when he's talking.
Home politically.
Oh, she starts smiling. You can see it.
Politically. And so we came here for a long time, both for business and pleasure.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Fun fact, if you look up the word Jesus Christ in the dictionary, you'll see the photo of Joe Biden. I bet, dude. You met poor freaking... Yes. You met poor freaking... Oh, yeah. You can pass for salty cracker, son. Okay. Okay. Peace and love to all. Prosperity. Yes. Didn't know that Devore had a PR community in the... Dover had a... Oh, yeah. Devore. What the frick, dude? Didn't know Dover had a PR community in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. He's on Zans, I told you. I know. His country. It's easy. Joe Biden hired Puerto Rican. Oh, my God. I know. That's exactly what I thought. And when he said that he goes to Puerto Rico for pleasures, I was like, what kind? Interesting. Pretty standard political stuff, really. He's just a PR for AOC. It's smart. And AOC is smart. His story he tells story after story, just plain pandering lies. Thank you, Queen. 100%. I don't know if you're like driving right now, but that wasn't an important enough comment to add. Because this is just, I mean, what?
And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home.
Come on. No one's going to call this out. Everyone's just going to go, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, how is, I know MSNBC, but like, really? I thought this seems kind of racist and seems pandering, like Queen says. Pleasure, exactly. The story that he constantly tells his kids around the kitchen table and his son's. This is what he says when he went to, Epstein Island. Corn Pop was a Puerto Rican, perhaps. Oh, okay, yes. I lived in Wilmington, Delaware for many years. And there are a lot of Puerto Rican people. I doubt he spent any time in those neighborhoods. More than likely, he was living next to DuPont Estate. Okay. Everybody knows Scranton is called the Puerto Rico Eastern Seaboard. That's hilarious. Okay, good. I just don't want you to tweet and text and drive. And there was a raised by my PR mother when ninjas jumped out of the TV. And I fought them with my lightsaber until Starfleet arrived and the Spice of Dune came to sky. Dude, that is an incredible chat. I know that took time, Pickles. Thank you. Hi from Mexico. Hey, what's up? Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Imar? Amanos, sorpargas, goteras, and tequilas, tú.
Dude, tranquilas. Biden discovered Puerto Rico in 1498. Actually, Christopher Columbus got the credit. 3 liking. Wait, what? Raised in the dark, probably. Okay, pathetic. Where's all the funny people? I feel like I need to hear this one more time because it's just too good.
So I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home, politically.
Oh, he was raised in the Puerto Rican community at home. And what was that Spanish word he was struggling with? Like, Anitas or something? He was like, and how do you say that? Oh, Anitas? Thank you. Anita is a good woman. Like, what? I was raised by Biden charged San Juan Hill during the Vietnam War. Exactly. Armas, I appreciate you being in the chat, man. I love my Mexican brothers. Where in Mexico are you? Let me come visit. I've been dying to go down to Mexico and drink some good old tequila. Añejo. The darker the better for me. See. Dude, so much fire. All right. Puerto Rico. Okay. Okay. There are so many good clips from Biden right now from Puerto Rico that it just gets better. All right.
Well, my name's Joe.
I almost showed you it. I almost went in and like ruined my anticipation of the surprise. Biden flew a medical chopper in Vietnam and is responsible for 900 enemy kills. I knew it. Biden is the greatest human being known to man. Other men cower in fear and terror of the man that is Joe Biden. I'm in Mexico City. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Oh, well. Hola from Mexico City. I'm going to come move down there. Be like another American. Just ruining your culture. I am here to ruin your culture. Just where's the tacos at? I need to get down to Mexico. Okay. Here we go. Biden is like a fine wine to me. Sometimes he just gets better and better with age. Here is Biden saying an absolutely ridiculous statement. I think this is him trying to be witty and silly and fun. And he goes on to say, my name is Joe Biden, and I don't want the headline to read, Biden brings storm to Puerto Rico. What?
Well, my name's Joe Biden, and I don't want the headline to read, Biden brings storm to Puerto Rico. So I'm going to maybe have to cut this a little short. Well,
What? Why would that be a headline? What the frick? Why does he always say that too? Why does he always say my name is Joe Biden? Or why he's always like, I'm Jill Biden's husband? It just reminds me of my grandpa that says the same joke over and over again. That's not funny. He's just like, you're gonna laugh at this funny joke. Biden is a chicken hawk. Yes. Didn't you know Scranton, Pennsylvania is a little Puerto Rico? Yes, I did. Every time I go to Scranton, every time I watch The Office, I'm mesmerized by how many Puerto Ricans are on The Office. Did you know that Magna Carta was Joe Biden's idea? He was totally there. Just don't look it up. Research is racist. Think he will visit Florida? Probably. This is the Great Awakening. I hope so. I hope more people wake up. I mean, this stream is growing, so it kind of shows like people are waking up. The president flew over and he ain't even land. Exactly. Don't bring it up, you goof. Sorry, Wheezy. He needs to remind himself of his name. Okay, sorry. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. He's just like, I think it's his way of seeming genuine by saying his name and not saying President Joe Biden. I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's funny. Tell him to say that because you forgot his name on Samuel. Biden will go to Florida so he can bash DeSantis. Biden will go to Florida and take credit for anything good that DeSantis does. I mean, every politician would do that, but more importantly, he will do that to DeSantis because DeSantis is the most formidable opponent that is rising in the Republican Party. So he has to do everything in his power to try his best to make DeSantis look bad at any moment possible, because you're not going to be able to do that with rhetoric because DeSantis is too genuine of a conversationalist. So he will just do it with lies and emotion-based things. Biden will go, Biden brain steak. He's a clone. Dude, is he a clone? I'm here for that, man. All right. Please. Now that I'm putting on my hat. All right. You're in the InfoWars section now. Is the Biden with the connected earlobes versus Biden with the like disconnected earlobes? I've seen both pictures, and both pictures are concerning. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look it up. Biden connected earlobes versus or something. Read Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document, bro. Okay, we'll do. Okay. Here it is. Here it is. Is this what what is this? What's going on? I'm like, I feel like I'm blocking it. Is this the same person? Is what Biden's head is in the cryogenic status? Probably. Probably. What's the difference? I can't tell. But seriously, is he a clone? Put on the wig, dude. We need to have somebody that's losing their minds. I will put it on soon. All right. As we continue to clone. Yeah, exactly. As we continue down the road, Biden brings the storm to Puerto Rico. Oh, also, something exciting from our friends. I'm fairly certain Biden is being deep faked. It's hard. I don't know. Something weird's happening. I'm skeptical, but it seems like it's just a bad angle. I'm sure it's just a bad angle, Queen. But we're here to joke. And what's more exciting than believing in a conspiracy theory? Like, sometimes in life you just need to believe with all your heart, mind, and soul of one, because it makes nuclear winter will solve global warming. Oh my God. Who put out a story about that? I think I tweeted that. They clone the sheep in the damn 50s. Just imagine what there you go. There you go. But let's not forget Justin Trudeau today went went bungee jumping because that's what you do. Quick, grab your Bibles. It's your protection. Yes, please. Here's Justin Trudeau jumping off a ledge.
Check. Looking at the highway.
By the way, Justin, where's your mask?
Got this. You're in a good position in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweet.
This has got to be somebody make this a meme as soon as possible. Scrap. he hit the water? Dude, that had to have hurt, right? Smacking the water like that? Maybe they pull it right this second. Tate is funny as hell. Tate. I'm going to fight him. I'm just kidding. Tate is funny. But somebody's got to make this a meme as soon as possible. What if I wish, exactly. I'm waiting for somebody to make this into a meme of him like falling into a wall or something. That's not funny. I'm sick of you people. I don't know if you guys saw this clip. Also, there's this clip going around of CNBC dead. I know. I was just waiting for him to go flat, just smash. There's this clip going around of C-SPAN of a caller calling in saying he's disappointed in the Democratic Party. Whether I believe it or not is just one thing. Head first, dead, just a little, exactly. All right.
I am a Democrat, and I'm very disappointed in them ever since they put bad candidates up like Hillary. And now they've got bad candidates like Raphael Warnock or Fetterman. I mean, Fetterman is gone as Joe Biden. I've never been so disappointed in my party. He said he would work with the other side, and that's for that gentleman saying that Joe Biden's on top of things. Are you kidding? We can find gas that the White House has to clear up every day. Anytime he talks to the media, I mean, he just said a dead woman was alive and tried to talk to her. I mean, let's be serious. He's not on top of anything. I am a...
Okay, let's watch this clip, but watch this clip and what she's probably thinking. This is for Brendan.
Okay, listen. John Fetterwoman, you fat phobe. Get out of my comments, all you white supremacists. Okay. Caller, go caller.
I am a Democrat, and I'm very disappointed in them ever since they put bad candidates up like Hillary.
Hillary is easily the greatest candidate ever known to man. Everyone knows that.
And now they've got bad candidates like Raphael Warnock or Fetterman.
Oh, because you're racist? Oh, they're not white enough for you?
Fetterman, I mean.
John Fetterman? He has a speech impediment. Leave him alone.
Fetterman is gone as Joe Biden. I've never been so disappointed in my party. He said he would work with the other side, and that's for that gentleman saying that Joe Biden's on top of things. Are you kidding?
Joe Biden is doing his best.
Find gas that the White House has to...
Oh, gas. Go get a freaking electric vehicle, you broke freaking fart face.
Clear up every day. Anytime he talks to the media, I mean, he just said a dead woman was alive and tried to talk to her. I mean...
That dead woman was on his mind. Everyone knows that.
Let's be serious. He's not on top of anything.
He's on top of me. Hey, Papa, I've been hearing about you talking crap about me. I'm sick of it. Is veganism racist? Yes, it is. Because only white people can afford it. Hey, I freaking love you. Thank you so much. Hey, freaking love you. Thanks for supporting me, and thanks for being a part of what's going on in the world. We need to be spreading what's going on. Loving the title. Thank you. Lip thoughts. Somebody actually asked me, do you know what thoughts mean? She looks dead inside. She knows the truth. How dare you? You're only saying that because you're white. Sick. I hate you. I'm disgusting. God, that like hurts my voice. God. How do they talk so angry all the time? God, it's exhausting. I feel like I need to have some tea right now. The Wig is a legit character. You need a series of just the Wig. I probably will.
Every time I've thought about doing a series of like, with the wig of just doing MSNBC titles, because MSNBC titles, there's some of my like. If we'll go to MSN, like there's some of my favorite titles on the face of the planet. They're so freaking cringe and so ridiculous. Okay, here we go. I'll do this just for you, Brendan. I appreciate the honesty. Do you ever get your OnlyFans ban lifted?
Yes. Okay, here we go. Tatiana. Oh, yeah. I'm Tatiana. That's right. Okay, let's go through the only trusted news source of the day. GOP faces test as Trump's contempt for McConnell turns dangerous. Trump is literally the most dangerous guy I know. We need to find out what is on those documents. Not even kidding. Number 1, January 6th, sympathizer FBI agent told on himself and these Trump-loving senators. Say their names. Say it. Hurricane recovery efforts in Florida and Puerto Rico are unequal and unjust. Stop giving money to rich white people who own beachfront property. Lizzo played a slave owner's crystal flute. Thank God, that's empowering, and most conservatives lost their minds. You should be okay with black women twerking while playing the flute. If you aren't okay with it, it's because you're racist and everyone knows that. Next, Giorgia Meloni is a reminder that white feminism is a fascism. Is a reminder that white feminism is fascism's sister. Duh, everyone knows that. John Scott, stop laughing. It's not funny. I once knew a guy named T-Bone who once got into a fight with a baby. Trump's way more dangerous. Exactly. Thanks, Papa. I knew you were on my side. Haha, you died in pink? You dyed it pink? No, I bought it like this. Steve Bannon has activated a terrifying moment to suppress the non-GOP vote. America might need Bernie Sanders presidential nominee. Here's why. Don't worry, the Democrats won't allow him to be president ever. The Texas AG went full Fox News. And this is embarrassing. Pro-Trump court filing. Even Republican judges can't stand Trump's arguments. Even the real Republicans hate Trump. Like real Republicans like Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. Those are the only ones I trust. The GOP might have a new neo-fascist fave. God's family and country. Ew, sick. The U.S. and Germany are taking a smart approach to avoid provoking Russia. Yeah, the U.S. and Germany are taking a very smart approach by sending money and encouraging more propaganda. We're being smart about it. It's pretty progressive for a news syndicate to determine that fascism is feminine. That's so true. Thanks, Papa. I saw my account of people watching go down. They're just like, not having that. Okay, this is where I draw the line. I feel like I need to take a drink of water before we finish this. I got a couple more clips. Very true, quite good story. Thank you. There's this clip going around right now that I just absolutely love. It's of a normal human being recognizing that the things that are going on in the world are making, or the policies that are being pushed by politicians are making his life harder to enjoy and live. And he's now going to vote for people like DeSantis, who he normally didn't vote for, because he sees what a leader looks like, or how his policies affect his wallet and his well-being. But here's this man saying that he explains why he's now voting for DeSantis, and this clip got passed around everywhere. So, ready.
That shit about DeSantis, but that gas is here in Arcadia. I don't know why the rest of y'all, but it's here in Arcadia. So y'all know who we vote for. I don't know why the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm voting for DeSantis. And I'm a Democrat. So y'all can call it what the fuck y'all want to call it.
We got children out here.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
We got children out here. Don't say all that mean stuff. Shoot. Thank you so much for wearing the wig. Yeah, you're welcome. Everyone needs to watch Jim Brewer podcast. The dude has from Happy. Oh, I love Jim Brewer. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. Might check out. Thanks. Yeah.
About DeSantis, but that gas is here in Arcadia. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it's here in Arcadia. So y'all know who we vote for. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm voting for DeSantis. And I'm a Democrat. So y'all can call it what the fuck y'all want.
This guy sounds amazing. I want to hang out with him every day. I don't know why, but I want to party with that guy. Yeah, me too. Yeah, right. You're racist. This guy seems amazing. I want to hang out with this guy. How dare that guy have any other opinion other than what he's told to think? God, we're just in such a crazy time. But it takes that kind of clip gets passed around because I think it's important to recognize people that aren't in heavily involved in politics or reading the news every day, and he's just noticing what's going on in the world, and he's like, this is affecting me. And DeSantis came in where it mattered, and I'm going to vote for him because he gets me. How dare you? Thank you. Something tells me that if you're going to give this guy a deck of cards, you're in for a full night of good times. Yes, 100%. But here is another triggering clip, if you will. But here's Carrie Lake going full send on reporters. She is like killing them right now. And they are just scared to ask her questions at this point. But she's being asked about abortion. Here we go.
Tell me, abortion is effectively banned in the state right now. Tell me, is that something that you support?
I support saving as many lives as possible. And what I really want to know, and I've been waiting, I tune into you guys all the time. I want to know where Katie Hobbs stands, but I never hear you guys ask her that. I'm pro-life. My plan would be that every woman who walks into an abortion clinic know that there are options out there. They don't have to choose that. There's families who would love to adopt a baby. And right now, the way it's been going, they go in and they only have one option.
That's it.
Nobody tells them that there's other options. We want to help our women. If they're afraid, we want to help them. We want to give women health care, and I want to help people. But I really challenge you, and I'm happy to get back to you on this, when you find out where Katie Hobbs stands, because let me tell you where she stands. She supports abortion right up until birth and after birth.
That's right.
She supports if a baby survives a botched abortion, that baby die on a cold metal tray.
True.
And none of you ever try to get her to talk about her stance. So get back to me after you do.
Thank
and
you.
Tell her. And tell her that I want to debate this topic on October 12th, but she really needs to show up for that debate.
October 12th, mark your freaking calendars. I will be hosting that debate. If Carrie Lake had my back in a bar brawl, I know I'd walk away unscathed. Don't ask me how. Exactly. She would. Bill Hicks is the best comedian of all time. You talking about Alex Jones? Carrie Lake. I mean, that's a perfect way of answering these questions. You just turn it on them. I mean, you just talk about lives, or you just got to flip it on them. Don't allow these people to control what you say and how you say it, because that's their way of controlling the narrative. So if you flip it on them and you challenge things as they're saying, but she's right. You don't hear this out of Democrats. They're never forced to choose a position of what they believe to be true. And a lot of Democrats, like that guy in Maryland, I forget his name, on live on the radio show, talking about, we support abortion all the way up to birth, which is just insane. But this is what being pro-abortion, that's like the new stance, is like you support it all the way up to birth, which is just insane. And they call things like Lindsey Graham doing a 14-week. It's just like, oh, well, that's totally against it, which is clearly not. But you just have to control it, killing babies. Everyone deserves the right to live, period. Haha, that lady is going bravo. Exactly. This notion that a majority of Americans support abortion up to this point of birth is absurd. I think in specific areas this might be true, but not in every area, and especially not in some of the smaller country, counties and stuff like that. And also, I think a lot of Democrats aren't. I think they're taking advantage of the Hispanic vote and assuming Hispanics and are not about abortion. So good luck with that. Bill Hicks does not look like Alex. I don't know why people say a little bit. I mean, Alex is way fatter. Let's just get that right. But maybe Bill, like towards it later, and is like, I love Bill Hicks though. He's great. But freaking Carrie Lake, she's a boss. Good for her. I like that she flips people on stuff. Also, I found this crazy story. There's this crazy story being passed around. I remember when the photo of a woman who wrote "not yet a human" on her extremely pregnant belly. That child is going to hate their mother. Yeah, that was like a crazy photo. I remember that photo too, man. That was so weird. But there's this weird story going around of Alabama having to include questions about sexual orientation and parents' political views being sent by teachers to kids, because it's good to have a list of people who agree with you and disagree with you, isn't it? Who's the Jew? Like, it's like these people pretend like the right is all Nazis, but they certainly act like them. The brainwash the females with yes, 100%, as if it was like a better way to live. But listen to this news story. This is insane.
Parents upset and
again, this is in Alabama. This isn't New York.
Parents upset and a school principal apologizing. It's after their middle school students in 7th grade social studies at Challenger Middle School were asked personal questions in a survey as part of an assignment. Wait 31's Matt Kroschel dug into how the controversial survey that was sanctioned ended up in homework. Matt.
And Marie, those questions included things like sexual orientation and asking the students how liberal their parents were. There were 48 questions in this survey. They were not vetted or approved by the school leadership or the district. The principal here at Challenger Middle School saying this survey didn't meet school standards. It's not clear if the teacher who included this in their lesson will face any disciplinary actions by the district, because the district said they refused to comment on personnel matters. But the principal did send out an email to parents this week saying the teacher was asked to remove that survey, and now they're apologizing to parents for the error. There was a question about very targeted information about parents, about you asking the kids, are your parents liberal?
Yes, the very last question was, are your parents liberal or progressive in the political thoughts? And the only question or the answer to that was yes, no, or neutral, which I feel is also, once again, very inappropriate to ask a child, and it just asks just for liberal or progressive parents, and it's pretty much targeting conservative parents.
That parent didn't want to use her face on TV or use her name, but again, she's very upset, and she says that she's brought those concerns to the principal, and she's really not happy with the response here. Just that email going out to all the parents says it made their family feel very uncomfortable. She's worried about her student back here in the classroom in that same room with that same teacher. At least that's the current situation inside.
Parents.
That's crazy. So what is my political... oh, Corey's, you're on Rumble still. Awesome. Alex, that cartoon does stationary break. I think you would be good. Oh, yeah. Rumble. Carrie Lake will declare invasion and shut down the border. I hope so. I hope Carrie Lake is everything she says that she is. But, you know, I always, like, time will tell with politicians. Like, I only believe them so much. The lefties remain me off Russia, say everyone's not exactly. Fire the teacher queen. Yeah. I would hope so, but she probably won't be. At this point, like, I just think it's insane sending your kids to a public institution if you don't know exactly what they're walking into. Like, you need to be paying attention to your child, education. And I think people are waking up to that and asking more questions and holding some of these teachers more accountable, which is good. But for too long, people didn't care about their child's education, or like just trusted that teachers were teaching. And that's the problem. This bitch is younger than me. Probably. But also, like, I get that she didn't want to show her name and show her face, but we got to stop that. Like, the more people speak up, the more people willing to talk, the light will shine in. The more people hide, the less likely it'll happen, because we need to stay strong, and you and I need to be grounded in our convictions, so much so that we're willing to, if you're going to stand for something, be willing to stand for something, not just like sort of stand for something. That's always my encouragement to you and myself, is like, I know it sucks and it's scary, but the only way the world will change for good is like, if fear is eradicated and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure people have a better life. Does the DOJ still consider concerned parents domestic extremists? Oh my God. That whole thing was insane. Calling those parents that were like yelling at school board for good reason, calling them domestic extremists and putting them on the same list as insurrectionists, is just so dumb. But that's the left though, isn't it? I mean, they nuance or having different opinions. If you disagree with them in any capacity, they just put you in the same boat as everyone else. It's like, you don't agree with me on this? Like, okay. That's why people like Tim Pool and stuff like that, people in the middle, are called like maggots and stuff like that. It's so dumb. Always stand for something. That's been my views on politics and tacos. Yeah, exactly. All right. I got this final video to watch. A Biden talking. Over the weekend, Biden said, "Bring it on." After a few speeches of him calling for civility and calling for bringing people together. And I got my fair share of people that were mad at me for saying that Biden doesn't do anything to lower down the rhetoric and bring peace and bring people together. In fact, he stokes the fire. And people called me crazy and lunatic and insane for saying that I think that it starts with him not putting people all in one camp and actually being a person that wants to bring peace. But he doesn't. He just says it, and it's all lip service, just like he was born into a Puerto Rican political family. But here is Biden right now saying, talking about how the Republicans are banging him up. I'm being banged up by Republicans, he says. But come on, bring it on, he says. Oh, I thought you were supposed to bring us together. Sounds like somebody wants to fight.
I know I'm being banged up by the Republicans, but come bring it on. I know I'm being banged up by the Republicans, but come bring it on.
Biden's being banged by banged up by Republicans, but bring it on. Tim Pool is legendary. Yeah, Tim Pool loves the smell of his own farts. I approve. But who doesn't love the smell of their own farts? I don't need to go into it. This is a highbrow podcast. This isn't lowbrow. We need to take our own country. Yeah, get the tyrants out and put the real patriots. We'll be fine. Yeah, democracy isn't perfect. It always has been. Former Vice President Joe Biden. But that last video is just a reminder of, again, why I do this podcast. Because these politicians will lie. Well, can you continue to lie? And then if you ever push back and say, call them out on their rhetoric, call them out on their insanity, they call you the extremist, not them, even though they themselves have stoked the fire of what is going on in our political system and everything that's going on in politics today. They themselves are to blame for so much of what's going on, but yet they will blame you for being the reason of what they're doing, even though they are what started it. And here we have a perfect example again of Joe Biden stoking the fires. Bring it on. I don't care if people are talking, I'm being banged by Republicans. I'm here to fight. Bring it on. I'm a tough guy. How many push-ups can you do? Remember Joe Biden talking about, I can out push-up you, bro? Like, this guy isn't a good guy. And so that's why we critique him. That's why we laugh at him, because he is an arrogant jerk. I don't know how else to say that. Biden isn't your friend. Tim Pool is just a nerd. I would live in that guy's house in a second. He's okay, I guess. I don't know how he gets so. I don't know how he got so big either. I don't know. I mean, good for him. He works hard though. I mean, that guy puts out like 20 videos a day. It's ridiculous. That's what happens when you don't have a job. And that's your whole job. Where I do work. And then I do this. Because we're people. All right, guys. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me on the show. It means so much to me on this Monday show. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for not making me feel alone. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for letting me laugh about some of the insanity throughout the day, because our politics are insane. Our news is insane. We are on the brink of a potential World War III. And at the same time, guess what? Oh my God, Kanye West is wearing a White Lives Matter shirt with Candace Owens. Oh my God, we got to talk about that more. That's what we are about. This is the Derek O'Shea Show. Tim Pool, been good for real news. Out like him. Yeah. He's a tough guy that gets beat by stairs. Perfect example. Remember him making fun of Trump and the way he walked down stuff? And there's him trying to walk downstairs. Tim brags way too much about living out in the country. I know. Nothing against hard work, but I wish he'd shut up about living in a multimillionaire. Me too. I tune him off the minute he starts talking about himself. I just do. And it's got like 3 stories about him doing nonprofit work and Vice News or like, I don't know. It just gets boring. Queen Bird, not only did the stairs beat him, but he fell up downstairs. Falling upstairs is special. Falling downstairs is another thing. My mic is choppy. Check. Okay. I just plugged in and plugged it back out. I don't know. Who knows? Papa and Tough Bike Beat. Yeah, your mic's shut. I'm sorry. Peace. Hey, John, I appreciate you joining me. Papa. Brendan, thank you so much. John, thank you so much. Queen Bird, thank you so much. Chords on Rumble, thank you so much. It means so much to me that you guys hang out with me. And my least favorite person in the chat, Papa, thank you so much. I'm just kidding. Papa, thank you so much. Find It, Fix It, thank you so much for getting in the chat. Make sure to drop a like if you're new. Or if you're watching the video, Armas from freaking Mexico, thank you so much for joining us. I just want to make sure I get it. Pickles, thank you so much. Kalon, thank you so much. Good luck on your new adventure. Hey, thanks for the laughs, yo. I appreciate you. I think you have me on mute. I think I'm fine. You're back? Okay, good. Tomorrow I'll be live again. Look out for that live stream. Also, I've been cutting up clips of the show. If you see parentheses and clip, it's from the show. You don't have to watch it. Obviously, you're with me. But then I do like a single podcast that I do to audio and other places and stuff like that. Those are original. So check it out. Be sure to check out the one I did on Billy Eichner losing his mind at Woke Hollywood. I just put that out today. Be sure to look that up. I hope you enjoyed that one. You're not bad for a ginger. Thank you. Peace and love. Until next time. Hey, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I freaking love every single one of you. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.